I'm quite a bit younger than Luke, and he had been through everything I went through. I'm on a show called Riverdale, and I kind of shot to success very quickly, like I imagine you guys did for 90210. I'd call him for literally everything and anything: script advice, acting advice, life advice. He was somebody who I could look to as an oracle through this, navigating this really strange time of kind of skyrocketing into being known in the world, something he knew so well. And he taught me how to do it with grace and with humility.
There's always that thing in my head when I'm in certain situations of, I'll ask myself, like, how would Luke handle this? Because he was an inspiration for me of just who he was and the choices he would make and how he would handle situations.
But he always remained just the kindest, sweetest soul. He used to come over and move my mom's trash cans and just help with things around the house, even after he was a big star. He was always so sweet and so kind. And I just keep hearing his voice when he used to joke, like, that little thing.
I had a brother pass away. His name, Jeffrey, that had cerebral palsy. When I called Luke to tell him that Jeffrey had passed, Luke said the first thing out of his mouth was, "The world's going to miss his laugh." And it kind of struck me because, to my knowledge, Luke had never met my brother. He had my mother take him up so that he could meet Jeffrey, and then swore her to secrecy. But that's just the guy that he was. He wanted to know who my brother was.
I went through a divorce, and that first year is really tough. And Luke asked me, he's like, what are you doing for Christmas? And I didn't have my kids that year, and he's like, why don't you come over to my house for Christmas? So I went over there, and there was no one there. It was just Luke and Madison. He's like, oh yeah, man, don't worry about it. He's like, you like chili? He's like, you want me to heat up some chili for you? And then Madison told me, oh, well, we're going to Bora Bora the next morning. I was like, well, why would you invite me over for Christmas when you have to leave the very next morning? And he said, I just remember that feeling, and I didn't want you to be alone. And that's how caring he was.
He just so led by example that it shifts your way of looking at the world. And
right when he passed, they were starting to promote Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I was really struggling with losing him. And they put up a giant billboard of his face right up front of my place, and it felt like he was watching over me. I often hear him saying, "Hi, honey," and kissing me on the forehead like he always did. I feel like he's always with me. I feel very lucky.